The Jam Magno talks about opinion and share her story when she participated the Gangnam Project. Enjoy watching!
So, today we're going to talk about opinions. Many people have shared so many of their opinions in the last few days. And let me remind you, not everything requires an opinion, okay? And you can't also demand people to have an opinion. Just the same way that you can't demand people to share your opinion. Some will hate it, some will love it, but what matters, especially for me, is that my opinions don't necessarily need to please you. I'm not here to please you. And people say, oh, so you want all this attention, oh, ignore, whatever, oh, make a living out of it. Honey, I make a good living out of TikTok. TikTok is a de-stress. TikTok is a way for me to communicate with people who are like-minded. If you're different, I'm not going to debate with you. That's not how I roll. So just in case my spirit irritates you as a demon, that's really not my fault. You can show your way out of my profile. And I want to share to you how opinions work for me, okay? So I'm not going to have an opinion about everything. It's just far too stressful to think about many things. And that's a choice that I'm entitled to make, right? So first of all, if I have an opinion about something, whether it's good, then I'm going to share it, especially when it's good. Or when, I'm trying to appreciate something, so I have an opinion on that specific person. Number two, if I know that my opinion is not something that I'm either comfortable sharing or I don't know so much about one thing, I'm not going to share it. That's also my choice. And number three, if I have an opinion and I want to change something, I'm going to find ways in real life, okay, not on social media, to change it. Just the same way that I've experienced this in my life recently when I wanted to change a few things here in my city. So watch out for story time. Story time in related to opinions. Okay, so a few years ago, I worked in TV and radio. And at that time, gangsterism was rampant here in Butuan City. It was so bad that every night there was a gang war somewhere in the city and, kids would get stabbed or some of them, worse, would die. And I saw that. So I posted about it first and, I was calling out barangay officials and even the mayor. And then I realized I achieved nothing with that. Nobody is going to listen to me if, my solution, my supposed solution is on the internet. So what I did, I deleted my post and I volunteered for the PNP here in Butuan City because I wanted to help them find a solution. And that's when we created Project Gangnam. Yes, we created a separate program because President Duterte had a crackdown on gangsterism, and we sort of had a different take to it. Watch out for part 2. So out of social media, we created, outside of social media, we created the Gangnam Project. What it was is a derivative of the crackdown on gangsterism all over the Philippines. But ours is kind of different. My take on it was not a crackdown. It was more of a face-to-face conversation with all of the big gangs here in Butuan City. Yes, this was prior to my pregnancy. I actually faced about 56 gang leaders, talked to them, found ways to deal with their problems, and even created a solidarity group where the Bloods and the Crips stood together. Yes, the polarizing gangs, the gangs that would kill each other, the gangs that would stab each other, worked together. And we made them graduate from TESDA programs as welders so they get jobs. And we created opportunities for them. So that's what I mean by me not complaining. Because if I know that I can do something about one thing, I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it and mask it as an opinion and be rabid when people don't share it. The morale of the story is, and I've always said this, that if you want to change something, you don't change the world by your opinion. You change the world by your example. It's not wrong to work with the government. If you don't want to work with the government, then that's up to you. I never said it was wrong. But what is wrong is that you're going to create an entire world filled with hate against the government and yet achieve absolutely nothing. You think, okay, protests will change something or it won't, then it's up to you. That's your way of doing things. But just because people are different when they want to do things, it doesn't mean that they are wrong. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so proud of that project, because it really literally was an opinion of mine that I really worked on. I know there's a lot of other opinions that I made, but that's just one prime example because that's one that I'm proud about and really cemented my thought on opinions that I will never change the world if I don't go out there, and do something about it, like tangible. So that's what I did. And I worked with them for a solution, and now we have 56. I know it's more than that because now it's like on the trench too, but of course because of COVID we had to stop it. But for the first program, when that finished, there were welders, some of them, like, because it was a whole program, so some of them got jobs at the mall. I hired like 2 of them, so they got hired at the company that we have, and then in my own company. So yeah, so that's changed lives, and I'm really proud. And one other thing, although I appreciate your research skills to connect me with Cesar Mancao, who's actually, yes, my uncle, and yes, he did have, the Coratong Balileng case, which I have nothing to do with, but you failed to research about this uncle of mine who I had worked with, who had helped me understand what it means to be a proactive Filipino. His name is Police Colonel Albert G. Magno. He is the Butuan City Police Director, or he was the Butuan City Police Director, who co-wrote about 15 different community projects with me. He took me around the city, spoke to different types of people, understood their plight, and created separate programs for each of these people who needed help. And this is what to me is effective. We created actual change. And another uncle you failed to talk about, but is equally important and very good at what he does. His name is Dr. Fremanjan Base. He's an aesthetic surgeon based out of Cebu City with 2 clinics from Cebu Doctors and Maayo. And he helped me with my nose. We did do Botox and fillers, but those are gone now because it's been more than a year. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to use that to assassinate me or my character or insult me, he did a good job. Thanks to Beauty Derm for my skin, but everything else, he's helped me with it. He's enhanced me and helped me. But he doesn't fix personalities. I don't think any plastic surgeon or aesthetic surgeon can do that. But my point is, if you're going to use something to insult me, remember, I know myself very, very well, and I control the narrative to my life. And this is my request to all my BBs. If you support me and you stand by me and my opinions, I request this. You are entitled to your opinion, but refrain from posting negative things on your social media so you don't add to the noise and clutter of every single day and somebody else's feed. If you want something done, go change it. Literally, make tangible changes in your community. A small step becomes a series of different steps. This is the kind of recruitment that we should be doing. We need to be working together. We need to be inspiring other people to create actual change on ground. It's not wrong to be Filipinos and be proactive. It's not wrong to love our country a different type of way. It's okay to be silent too, but there's a difference between being silent and doing nothing, and silent but doing everything behind the scenes. Good luck with that. Hi BB's story time. So I was sent a letter today via Facebook asking me to join a survey for content creators. It's from a prestigious university in Manila, but I respectfully declined the invitation because I want to clarify something. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a princess. I'm not an influencer, my good God. And I'm none of those things. If you know me personally, you'd know that I don't also have that attitude where there's like, ooh, like I'm so important, look at me. No, I'm not that type of person, okay? So if anything, I'm an entrepreneur and I am a single mother, which is also a full-time job. So in order for me, that's why I declined it, because I feel like it's not my space and it's not my place to answer a survey, and because I don't get paid to be any of the other titles that was supposedly said about me. But I'm grateful for the invitation. I just
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.